Have you ever finished a workout asking yourself, did I really get a good workout? Did I get the best gains I could? Or did I even avoid injury? Well, today my plan is to go over one methodology that can help reduce the likelihood of injury, but also help you get the best gains each session that you go in, no matter what goal you're achieving. Either it may be strength, hypertrophy, or endurance. It's called repetitions in reserve. We're going to start by first going over what it is and then how we apply it. And I want to dive in a little bit of the research so that you can understand how effective it can be for you. Let's get to it. To start things off, what is repetitions in reserve? It's abbreviated as RIR, and it's simply the number of repetitions you could complete after a given set. For instance, let's say you do a set of bicep curls, let's say 10. So you take the weight, you rep out 10, and you rack it. Then you ask yourself, how many more could I have done with good form prior to failure? It could be you have 3, maybe 4. So in this case, you have either 3 or 4 RIR. Now, this method is really useful to manage your intensity as well as your volume so that you can achieve your goals both effectively and reduce the likelihood of injury. And it also can be tailored to either hypertrophy, strength, and endurance. Start the session by warming up. You really want to make sure your body and mind are ready to put in the work. There are many ways to warm up. You can use a stationary bike, an elliptical, a rowing machine, or simply complete the compound movement you're about to complete at a low intensity to focus on technique. Then you're going to proceed to add weight appropriately in whatever exercise you're working on. In the case for the bench press, I feel like 135 is a good starting weight. However, if you were to do something that was more of an accessory movement, you may need to go quite a bit lighter. Now I'm going to complete 5 repetitions in preparation for the exercise. For my working set, I like it to be 5 reps, so every single warm-up set will also be 5 reps. That way I don't exhaust myself prior to my working set. At this moment, I asked myself, how much more could I have done? And I felt like I could have done at least 5 or more. So I proceeded to add more weight. In this case, I added an additional 45 on each side, understanding that my working set is closer to this range. Now I'm going to complete another 5 reps. And as you can tell, this seemed a little bit harder compared to the previous set. By the end of it, I felt like I could have only done maybe 1 or 2 additional reps, thus making it a 1 or 2 RIR. Now let's go into some research. Back in 2022, Lovegrove et al. Completed a study to determine the validity of RIR when compared to 1 repetition max. In the study, they took novice lifters over the course of several days. On day 1, they determined the 1 repetition max. The 2 movements were deadlift and bench. We're just going to focus on the deadlift. The next day, usually a week later, they then had the subject complete a varied volume set. What it means is the subject completed a set of 3. They started the intensity approximately 70%. Subject completed the set of 3 and told the researcher, I have, let's say, 3 reps left in the tank. The researcher then added more weight and had the subject repeat that over. And they continued repeating it until the subject stated they only had 1 repetition left in the tank. The same movement was then completed again at a set of 5 as well as sets of 8. At the end of the study, they determined that the 1 RIR was approximately 4 to 5 percentage points away from the predetermined 1 repetition max based on the chart that is seen on screen. This verified that RIR is a valid training methodology for the goals mentioned earlier in this video, such as hypertrophy, endurance, and strength training. I hope this video was very helpful for your training regimens as well as improving your gains while reducing the risk of injury. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to mention them down below. Like and subscribe to the video. And as always, humble yourself, but not your potential. I'll see you in the next one.